Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. I want to thank you so very much for clicking on any of my videos. I do sincerely appreciate your time. I just like to share my crochet journey with you and what I've got going on this week. This past week has been finishing a project that I was not in love with. Sometimes that happens where you just have to stick with it, just trust the process. It's going to be okay. It's going to turn out. And so I have that to share with you. And then we're planning on our vacation that we leave for on Wednesday. We've got my son's cars in the shop, so he's got to borrow mine. We've got the truck, the AC went out over the past couple of days. This week has been ridiculously hot and we just about melted. And so hopefully we'll be able to get that in for a quick plug of Freon or whatever it's called and get that AC juice refreshed before our drive. We're not going too far. It's only about 3.5 hours away. So hopefully we shouldn't run into any issues with the truck. So that we have got that looking forward to. And so it's kind of put this week up into a, oh my gosh, it's sneaking up on me. What do I have to do? And then anytime I'm sitting and crocheting, I'm feeling guilty that I'm not preparing for the trip. So I had to mix that in there too. So anyway, so my project that I've got, my finished project to share with you. The yarn is from Hobby Lobby from Yarn Bee. It's called Must Be Merino. And these are 100-gram skeins. They were 227 yards of a 3-weight that is made up of 50% merino wool, 25% acrylic, and 25% nylon. It suggested a G 4mm hook, which is what we used. Me, and the mouse in my pocket. And so you can see these were labeled as $6.99 a piece. I don't see any remnants of orange clearance sticker, so she may have paid full price. Maybe she got them on a 30% off week, but I paid near nothing for the 3 skeins of yarn and shipping, so I was very excited about that. So the colors are chambray, which is like this really light bluish gray color, blush, which is this pink. It's kind of hard to tell here. It's almost like the same as my skin color, but it is a little bit pinky. And then this last one is called linen, and I have most of that left. So you can see the strands here are nice, kind of solid twisties. And then this was in the picture in the eBay post, which I did not see until afterwards when I was like looking back at it, but there is a factory knot in here. So I figured I would just get to the point where I'd have to deal with that, cross that bridge when I got there, and I never got to that point of the yarn. So hey guys, I'm in editing and I realized that I said the wrong thing and I say it all throughout. So instead of doing a little asterisk with fixing my word up here, I'm just going to explain it now. There is not a decreasing and an increasing side. This side is straight and then this side is increasing. I continue to say decreasing, but it is an increasing side. There is no decreasing. This side is straight. The pattern that I saw, it was a free Ravelry download from Jessica Rebecca. It's called the Diamonds and Linen Shawl. And if you're familiar, the linen stitch is a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, that on the reverse row, you go into the spaces, you do your single crochets into the chain spaces and then a chain space over the single crochet, so you're alternating. And it makes a really, really tight knit pattern or project. And so this is probably the project that I stretched the most in pinning. Of all the pieces I've ever pinned and blocked in my whole crochet journey life, I stretched the heck out of this thing because I really wanted that section to kind of open up and give it give a little bit of more air breathability in there, because it's really, really compact and really tight. In addition, because you're changing from this really, really tight pattern to the diamonds section is loose, there's chains involved, and it does open up quite a bit. The decreasing edge got to be a little bit wonky. It's much tighter on the linen stitch areas than it was on the diamond stitch areas. So I'm not really 100% thrilled with the way that the decrease edge went. You do carry the yarn up the side, which is something kind of new for me. I've tried to do that before, but it always felt kind of awkward. And then it was, you know, the method of carrying your yarn is supposed to make it easier for you. And it just, in the past, has been such a weird thing for me. I wasn't able to like grasp it very well, but it worked out for me on this one. And then you put a single crochet border around, so you covering up where you're carrying that yarn up. And it also helped to sort of hide the fact that that decreased edge was a little bit wonky. So I went with my 3 colors until I ran out, and then I had to just finish a section in an odd color, or, you know, not its proper color pattern. So then I thought that was going to mess with my brain, but it didn't. I'm okay. So you start down here with the small edge, of course, like so many shawls, you start down on a corner, and then you're increasing on one side and decreasing on the other. So this is the linen stitch that you can see all kind of tight within itself. And then you go to the diamond section, and it's so pretty. It's so, oops, it's so open and so lovely. And then you go back to the the linen section where it was all like tight again. So as you're working your way up, look at the beautiful diamond section. I just love that so much. It's so pretty to me. I don't know, you know, I like filet work. I don't know that this is necessarily filet because it is chain spaces that, you know, so you start like you've got 1 single crochet, and then you've got 3 single crochets, and you got 5, then you go to 7, then you go back to 5, and then a 3, other one. So that's what gives you that shape on those diamonds. I really like that. So here's where we get to the top of the shawl, the end of my shawl. I've run out of the blue, the chambray color. I can't finish the rest of this count that it's supposed to be, this diamond section. And then I didn't know whether I wanted to do the border in the pink or in the brown, because I was going to have, you know, either one to work with. And I just decided go ahead and use up the pink, keep it kind of a soft. It made me feel like this is more of a soft feel visually, color wise, you know. And then because I had so much of this, the tan color, what's it called, linen, that I would sort of try to keep the most of that. Instead of having 2 small balls left, I got 1 big one of that color, and then almost none of the pink. So here's where that ends up looking across the top. I kind of feel like, you know, you had the stripe and the blue and the stripe and the blue, and then the top is changed, but that's okay. Would you have ended off there? Because then I just felt like it was too short. I wanted to make as much length on this as I could, you know, and I feel like the extra 22 rounds or whatever this is, I don't remember now, that I kind of needed that for the size of the shawl. So here's again one that you could wear either in the front, or it is big enough to go across your side, you know, some people wear it kind of to the side, or even to put it in the back, it would be a good size. So yeah, I like that very much. I hope you do too. You know, it's not always easy finding the pattern and the yarn matchup that you wanted to do. And so this one was calling for DK yarn. I have DK yarn. Called for 3 colors. I have 3 colors. So I was really, really kind of excited to find this pattern, put the yarn together with the pattern in the colors the way that I chose to. You know, could have given a really different look if this were in the brown color, and then these were pink and blue stripes or something like that, you know. It really gave me the opportunity to do something quite fun, quite different. You know, generally, if you can get your Yarn Beat, your Hobby Lobby goodies on a 30% off week, it's a wonderful thing for your pocketbook, you know. And to have just 3 simple skeins make something that's kind of so versatile and so pretty, I just really like that. I thought it was good. You know, sometimes it's good to have one solid pattern go up and you're kind of on autopilot or whatever watching TV. But when you can do a little bit of a pattern change up, you know, it didn't break the bank, my mind bank. It wasn't too much focus for me or anything like that. It was really good. So I like to find a pattern that worked out well for me that I can wholeheartedly suggest or encourage you to do, because yeah, yay. I really enjoyed this. So yeah, so this week is our anniversary. Are we really what is this, 26, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We are 38 years married this year. Holy schmolies. Been together then almost 40. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. How could I be with him for 40 years already? This is stupid. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on this week, getting ready for our vacation coming up. We don't have, you know, like for my birthday when we went to Comic-Con, we planned a whole bunch of stuff to do on the days and with the dogs and everything. And this time, no plans. No plans. We aren't even, like, we looked at some places to eat, but like, I'm kind of kooky on my planning, and I'm like, okay, on this day, we're going to eat here, we're going to go there, we're going to do this. And this time we're not doing that. We're like, okay, each day we'll pick from one of these food places, or we'll have bought some food and just eat in the RV. We won't be by a lake this time. I'm kind of frustrated in that I didn't make sure we found a lake to sit at, because the lake that we sat at in March, it was just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful environment. This is going to be a little bit more, you know, what we need to use, what we need to do. So yeah, nice quiet RV park. Because if you're going to go to a place with a lake, you're going to have crazies and party animals and loudness, and we didn't really want that. And so we're going to have just some quiet time. Okay, so the rest of what I was working on this week, and I'm really kind of disappointed because I was very, very excited to get started on this project. You guys have seen me talking about it. I was asking you, based on my Lady Men Fiber Arts little intermissions here, these are half of a skein of fingering weight, so they're 231 yards. I had 6 of them to go in this project. The project is by Expression Fiber Arts, and it's one that I picked up on a Free Friday pattern day. I'm connected on Facebook, but I know that if you are signed up for their newsletter, it might be the same thing. But once in a while, they will, or once a week or whatever the time frame is, they put out, they offer you free patterns within a window of time. So this is one that I got for free that uses 6 different yarns. And so I've been kicking this around for a little while, and I was so excited to finally get started on it. So here's what my cakes ended up looking like. I'm going to use these 6 colors together. And I got, as you can see, I got almost through this entire one. And then I turned the page in the pattern and realized I had another 20 rows to go. Do you see 20 rows of yarn here? I do not see another 20 rows of yarn here. So I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'll tell you what happened. What happened was, we are using a 3.5 millimeter E-hook, okay? Tiny, 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 in my opinion, which is what she said to use. On the edges, she does a chain 3 to count as a double crochet. And for this project, I wasn't feeling that. I felt like it gave too much of a gap on the side. I didn't like the way that was looking. I know you can do a standing double crochet, or what I did instead was where you do a single crochet on top of each other. One single crochet, and then you do another single crochet on top of it. So I'll show you that, what's happening there. So see along the edge, awkward. So see here, you've got 2 double crochets basically, and then a chain space. This is not working. So you've got 2 double crochets and then a chain space. And so in my ditching her chain 3, in lieu of using my 2 single crochets standing on top of each other, I think I just went through so much more yarn than what she plans for you to go through. So the pattern calls for these 6 colors and 218 yards of each. And I've got 231 yards, so I should have plenty, right? So now my decision is to either, look how big I made it already. So I either have to go through this and frog it out and do exactly what she said to do with the 3 chains on the side for my double crochets, which I didn't like. And then either get to where she says I should be or prove that I'm just not there. Because if I just left this and changed, so it's calling for like another 20 rows or whatever. I could stop here and just change to the next, there's a next section of pattern that goes next with the other colors. So I could just jump to that, but then I have to do a bunch of math because she tells you how many stitches you have, and then I got to figure out my repeats and remove and stuff. Like, I don't want to do all that math. So I really don't want to frog all of this either. This took me all freaking day. So I'm kind of at a just put it down now and think about it and figure it out later, because like I say, I don't want to frog this whole thing, but I can't easily complete the pattern with where I'm at. I do have a little bit more brown. I'm like, oh, well, I'll just keep going up from this point. I have a second brown, but it's a little bit different in tone or shade. So it might not even look the same yarn, you know. I'm very unhappy about that. So I don't think I have any other choice but to frog this out, redo it, just using that chain 3 on the edges, and see if I'm going to end up being able to finish pattern. I don't know what to do. And I don't want to necessarily go down a smaller hook. Who wants to do that? Could I go down to a 3? I don't want to go down to a 3. That's horrible. That's horrible. I don't know what to do, guys. I'll come back to that later. I'll let you know what I'm working on. But just to be happy that I did get them, you know, bundled up or caked up, and to go through the pattern. You know, she says what colors she uses for what sections and where she's going to change color. And so for me to choose which colorways go into those spaces, and then make sure that I can write on my own paper, you know, which color that means I'm changing to. Like, you're trying to follow this, but it's not exactly. So then you're doing this, you know. I got to set myself up for success somehow. I guess that's all I've got going. I have to think about what I'm going to do for a video in the next couple of days, so that you guys will have a video for next Saturday while we're gone. I hope to be filming some things on our trip, crocheting something on our trip to, you know, if we're going to have down quiet time, I should be able to do some crocheting and not be always on the move or whatever. So I hope everybody's doing well and not melting out there. This week has been horrifically hot. And then AC is going out in cars and all that good stuff. Who needs that, right? All right, guys. Happy birthday, America. It's the July 4th day today. Woo, woo, woo. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I do hope you'll come back and see me again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.